the U.S. government is a very complicated organism and massive and does a lot of shit none of us even know about. You know, I always use this as an example. Who the fuck keeps geese out of the airfields? The Department of Agriculture. Who keeps falcons on hand at most airports? Peregrine falcons. You know who does? The Department of Agriculture. You know why? Because they're territorial birds. They keep all the other birds out of the airfield. You know how to do that? Because I don't. Who gets sheep to graze at a higher altitude because of global warming and they don't want to graze when it's really hot? I don't know, but we have to do that if you want mutton and fucking wool. And there are scientists that have to figure that out. They're not political. There's 1,000 things. Who manages all that nuclear waste in the ground and make sure it doesn't get into the Columbia River and the waterways? Who manages our electric grid? This is all. Who keeps track, please, I'd like to know, of all these spent uranium rods, sir, that are used in all our diagnostic machines? Because if you detonate one of those motherfuckers over the Super Bowl, you have to clear out that city for 20 years. The Department of Energy is the answer. Killer secretary.
Yeah, he was responsible for that.
That guy seems like fucking well put
That's
together.
not a guy. That's a they, you piece of shit.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Don't misgender.
That's the most
that
important
thief.
thing. That fucking
Don't
guy.
misgender that thief.
Jesus Christ. I don't really know what government does. I was so kind of humbled by the book because I was like, there's a lot of shit I rely on. The people who are needy, people who are very elderly, people who are disabled, who live in places where they can't get food, our food banks feed those people. Meals on Wheels is a really big thing. So there's a lot of shit that the government does, and we feed a lot of people that couldn't feed themselves otherwise. So we have to be careful about not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And once again, take politics out of it. Let's approach everything like it's a problem and stay agnostic about this shit. And sometimes you might have to be a little left. Sometimes you might have to be a little right. Respond to the fucking evidence and be humble about the fact that every time you step into a problem, you may not know anything. And that's what I try to do.
Brian Callen for governor.
Fucking, why didn't you write? I hope you guys wrote that shit down. Where's my camera?